Hey, hello everyone. So I think I will start today's product introduction. And before I talk about Delta CODESYS, I would like to show you about Delta EtherCAT product first. So you can see my screen, right? Actually, I already introduced a Delta EtherCAT product this March, but I'm not sure what's the feedback and from your side. So I think I will quickly go through the slide again. I will spend around maybe 10 minutes to quickly go through and let you review the Delta EtherCAT product. So first of all, EtherCAT is the abbreviation of Ethernet for control automation technology. So it's what we call EtherCAT. And for the EtherCAT, basically we will have master means a controller and slave. For slave, Delta have a drive and I/O. Okay, this page will show you the EtherCAT market share. So you can see Ethernet IP and the Profinet occupy the most market share. But you definitely EtherCAT will become the trade. And as you can see here, Ethernet IP in 2019 is market share is 15, and in 2020 it increased 2%, reached 17. So you can that's also the reason why for Delta new product we will all support Ethernet IP, and also for the Profinet, as you know, our BSD inverter or PLC now also can work as a Profinet slave. Okay, and this page will just let you know the different protocol that we will use a different description of file. So like Ethernet IP will use a EDS file, and Profinet we use a GSD-ML, and the EtherCAT we use a XML file. But if you ever use a EtherCAT before, I think you might heard ESI. So ESI is basically from the corresponding XML file from the supplier. That means this one just show you the EtherCAT theory. So I think this one already explained this much. So I just quickly go through. So this one you can consider this is a train and the packet is the passengers. So you can see the train and passenger can do the data exchange. I mean the passenger come inside the train and without train without stop. So this is on the fly. Okay, and this page will show you the three basic synchronization mode of EtherCAT. So you can see we have the free run, sync manager, and DC mode. So basically, DC mode is you can see this one is for DC mode. DC mode is means every a constant interval that you define on the controller, so it will give a signal. So this is the most common one in the EtherCAT master, and we will have a free run. Free run means once you get the packet from a master, then you will have some interaction immediately. Okay, then I think this page will show you currently what the Delta have for the EtherCAT master or with a controller. So you can see what we will talk about today is for the CODESYS. So you can see for CODESYS, we actually have two series. You can call it AX8 or AX3. So for different model, we have the different ASICs. So AXA, it was start from 1632 to 64. And for the 64 one, if you modify the DC time, what we just mentioned for the DC, or synchronize time to 2 milliseconds, then it can control up to 128 axis. And this one is a PC-based, and we have both Windows and Linux version. And for sure, if you use EtherCAT, CODESYS, it was support third-party drive or third-party I/O slab. Then you can see the software. We have the CODESYS and Designer AX. But Designer AX is only, AX3, it can support only Designer AX. So that means if you have customer, they want to try, they want to test Delta AX3 series, they cannot use CODESYS software. They have to download DIA Designer AX from Delta DIA Studio website. So this one I will explain more later. And here you can see we have also AX500 series. So you can see we have the 516E, 32ES, and 64ES. So if you see the ES, that means this only for point-to-point movement. And then come to the DVP. DVP, we have the 50MC. So in 50MC, we have two models. First one is a 6-axis and 24-axis. This one, remember the software is based on Canopy Builder. So you cannot use either ISP soft or Designer AX. And recently, we also launched the new series. So we have the 4-axis and the 16-axis point-to-point movement. Okay, and rest is for other controller. And here you can see we have the MH2. This one is actually, for the hardware, it's 100% same as the AXA. So it's also for the Windows system. But you can see the software, we will use Visual Studio or IMP. IMP is for those who are not familiar with PC language. So you still can do the programming based on later. Okay, then this page will show you Delta EtherCAT slave. So I think most of you already know that now we have the A2E, A3E, B3E, B3A-E. So here you can see for STO portion, only B3E doesn't support. And come to third-party motor, we can use only A3E. And the protocol already mentioned earlier is based on COE. Then come to the operation mode. This one is dictionary is 6060. So if you are interested with this, you can Google and find this definition. So no matter which ASD series, EtherCAT series, it will support all the synchronization mode, like CSP, means cyclic synchronized position, velocity, and torque. Then come to inverter. So you will see inverter, we have C2000, C2000 Plus, and CH2000. So this is a related firmware version. So if you have customer, they want to use inverter for the synchronized position control or torque control, then you can use C2000 Plus or CH2000. But remember, you might need to upgrade the firmware and also need to purchase the communication card. Then for MS300 series or MS300 series, unfortunately, at the moment, we can control only for the velocity. That means the operation mode of the dictionary is also equal to 2. Okay, and this page will show you about Delta remote I/O. So EtherCAT remote I/O, we have two portions. First one is for PC-based, and another is for PLC-based. So PC-based, you can see we have the no matter PLC or PC, we have the coupler. So this one is the most important because all the module will attach to the coupler. And you can see for the digital input output and the mix, we have a different model. Okay. But here just let you know, for PC based, at the moment we have only 16 input and 16 output. Or another one is mix, but this one have only 32 input and 32 output. So use the PLC, maybe the selection will be more flexible. And for some application, customer might need a pulse output or pulse input, a manual pulse generator. So we also have the corresponding product. And this page will show you what we just mentioned for the MH2. So we can use either Visual Studio or IMP. And you can see for this PC-based controller, we can use either a screen or monitor, or use a Delta HMI. And come to the slab device, we have a servo drive, remote I/O, and VFD. And this page will show you AX3 and AX8 and AX3 connection. So here you can see we'll use CODESYS platform or DI Designer AX. Then again, PC based, you can use either monitor or HMI, but PLC based, you can use only HMI. And for the field device is the same. Okay, and this one I think already mentioned, we have the DC mode and free run. Then for DBP module, we have a synchronized manager and DC. So you can see for PC base is actually similar to back-off product, and for the PLC base is similar to Omron product. And this one I just quickly go through. Okay, and this one is for the DBP coupler. So the model name is called RTU-EtherCAT. So this one can support maximum 14 module, and for analog module is maximum 8, and maximum I/O point is 128 input and 128 output. Okay. So here, please help me to do some basic survey about EtherCAT product. Then we will continue to the CODESYS introduction. In the meantime, if you have any question, just interrupt me. Okay.
Hello, Eiffel.
Yes.
About our RTU-EtherCAT. Is it can be connected to other brand master?
Oh yes, can.
Okay, noted.
But one more thing I want to remind you that because you know DVP is a very I cannot say all series, but you know it already run through the market for over 10 years. So actually, if you use a DVP EtherCAT remote I/O module, you will if customer need a very fast response, you will encounter some issue because eventually even the communication is based on EtherCAT, but the bus from the coupler to the module is still based on DVP module bus. So if if customer need a real-time application, for example, they might want to use maybe a sensor input. Then once they got this signal, they might want to trigger servo to do something. At this condition, I think DVP EtherCAT I/O module cannot meet customer inquiry. If this kind of application, you might suggest them use R1EC. For the PC-based remote I/O.
Okay, noted on that. Thank you, Ethel.
So I think I will continue the CODESYS basic introduction. Okay, so first of all, here I want to let you know some website. So first of all is the DI Studio. So DI Studio, you can download the DI installer. Then you can get a DI screen, DI designer. DI designer is for most of the Delta product like inverter, servo, PLC. Then screen is for HMI. Now we have only DOP100, and if you use the AXA, then you can also use the DI screen. And for sure, like a text panel, but I think text panel is not commonly used in Southeast Asia. And designer X is for what we talk the topic we discussed today for AX3 and the AXA. And you can also find some FAQ on DI Studio, and later I will show you. Second would be the CODESYS store. So you can download the CODESYS software from CODESYS store. And basically this one is a free software. For the main function is a free software, but if you request a specific function, that you need to pay the license or extra charge. And this one, I think everyone knows that is for Delta Electronics download center. And the final one would be the Delta product demo on YouTube. So I think this one I actually already record several videos. So if you are interested, you might spend your time to go through. And then I will show you the website. Okay. I think first of all, maybe I talk about first. Here you can see Windows IoT, right? Windows IoT is if you use Delta AXA or MH2 PC-based controller, then you will see the system is called Windows 10 IoT. But you may wonder what is Windows 10 IoT. It's basically just the new name because in the past we will always call it the embedded system, but now it changed to IoT. But this one is not nothing related with the Internet of Things. Just let you know that now the OS from Windows embedded change to Windows 10 IoT. Okay, then this one is the website that I mentioned. So you can see I already separate this one with a different topic. So for example, if you want to see the AX8 series, you can search, you can check the playlist of this one. And if you want to see the ASPOC or DVP-POC, you can check here. And like BACnet, BSD or DOP100, you can check with different topic. Okay, and this is the CODESYS store. So you can see once, basically you have to register member first, otherwise you cannot download the software. So after you register member and log in, so you can see the main page is CODESYS Development System version 3. And here you can see we have a 32-bit and 64-bit. And again, here you will see this one is based on 61131-3 programming. So 32 or 64-bit based on your laptop OS system. Okay, so you can download from here. And one more thing I want to emphasize here, because most of you already use Delta product for a long time. So I think in the past, every time if you encounter some issue, you will consider, oh, this might be the firmware bug or software bug from Delta. But here I just want to let you know, when you use CODESYS, sometimes it's actually the issue from CODESYS instead of Delta product issue. So I think we can see from here, this one is their reversion information. So you can see maybe every couple months they will do the quality update. That means they will fix their bug. Okay, so just let you know that if you when you use CODESYS software and face some issue, please don't always consider this is a Delta's issue. Okay. And later I will let you know, maybe I talk first. This is the version that we will suggest you use at the moment. Sorry, should be this one. 3.5.15.30, this one. And the latest version is 3.5.17.0. Okay, so you can see this version also have a lot of improvement. But why we suggest you use this one, because this one is more stable, based on our experience. Okay, then come to DI Studio. DI Studio, again, you have to register member. And the address is distudio.deltaworldwide.com. Okay, so after you register member and log in, then you can go to the download center. And here you can see for download center at the moment, we have a download for the software or user manual, then FAQ. So here we'll give some, here we'll show you some FAQ for like how to use a DI selector, how to use a DI screen. Or here is for the advanced one, like you want to use a mobile TCP master or OPC UA tag, etc. Okay, so you can find a lot of information here. Then I back to the download center, download parts. Okay, so here you can see first is for the catalog, and then we have the software. So this is the software you have to download if you want to try with AX3 or AX8 series. So once you click, you will see this one. The file name is actually called DIA installer. So after you download and install DIA installer, okay, so here you can find that all the software I mentioned, you can find here, like a DI Designer, DI Selector, DI Screen, Command Manager, and also the DI Designer X. So you have to do extra download again for each software. Okay, then come to the Delta download center. So here you can select industrial automation and select CODESYS. After that, you can submit. So you can find, it will show you the catalog. And please don't select here, because if you just select here, then you will find a very limited function. Okay, so here you will see we have put all the user manual or like a package here. Okay, now I will back to my slide again. Okay, so this is the website that before you start to use CODESYS, please check this website and get the software first. Okay, this page will show you some relative information. Again, today's topic will focus on AXA and AS3, but basically most of my document in the slide is based on AXA. So this one is, if you use a CODESYS, then you have to remind the software version. This one I already show you in the CODESYS store website. Also, please remember to use the definitely if you want to try with the latest version, still okay. But just let you know, because this is what Delta takes. So Delta Taiwan, they prefer this one more stable, but definitely you can find CODESYS have fixed several issues. So you can also try with the latest version. And to be honest, my version is also not this one. I use a 3.5.16. And then this is the package that I just mentioned. You can get this package on Delta download center. So for the package, we have two types. For the Windows and Linux. And then this is the runtime version, or we call RTE. And this one, as long as you order, you just issue the order, then what you receive, the RTE version will be this one or newer than this one. Okay. And then come to the IC variable access. This one, please remember use this version. And for the IO drive, EtherCAT, please also use this version. And come to motion. Please also update to 4.7. And why need to update to this version? Because inside the motion, this one you can find Delta A3, B3, and MS300 series. I mean, ESI file inside the CODESYS software is actually verified by CODESYS itself, so it will be more stable compared with you import the XML file. And then if you use the DIA Designer AX, so basically you don't need to care about this portion. You can just simply download the DIA Designer AX, and you can do anything you want without care about this. And then for AX3, we can support only DIA Designer AX, and current version is 1.1, and then the firmware version is V1.0.13. Okay, and today's agenda will be Delta X series controller, CODESYS basic and linked to X controller. Okay, so you can see now we have only 2 series, but in the future we will have more like AX5, AX2. And for the PC base, this one I think already mentioned that Windows 10 IoT. Okay, so this is just the name of from the embedded. And you can see for the X8, now we have actually A6 now is not available. We have only 16, 32, and 46. And the moment we have only Intel Xeon CPU, so we don't have like a i3, i5, i7. Okay, then this portion is, I think, is more important to you. Basically, we will have a simple stop motion, and we have the CNC. CNC, that means it will include no matter G code or robotics application. And if you just want to use the CODESYS for the PLC application, then we also have the PU. Okay, then second digit here, because some customer, they prefer the complete solution from CODESYS. That means no matter you use a PLC or HMI, then they want to use a CODESYS. So if you encounter this customer, then please remember this one. For the second digit, select C. That means visualization means this one is for HMI portion. Okay. So here I give the comment that for REST model, HMI, you can use a DI screen. But if they select this one, then both the PLC, sub PLC, sub HMI will use CODESYS software. And then for the PLC base, now we have 3 model. Here only show one 886, but in next few page I will show you. And for the EtherCAT model here, now PLC have 2 models. First one is for EtherCAT. So the standard EtherCAT, that means it will support the stop motion and EL. This one means basically for most of the ASICs is only point to point, so you cannot do the synchronization, or some people will prefer to say that is interpolation. So I'm not sure any questions so far. Okay, so here I will continue, and you can see this one is basically what I just mentioned. So we have the stop motion, and then based on the MPN and PMP type, and come to see separate with motion and CNC. That means you will use X6 group or robotics application. And then also NPM, PMP. And this is what I mentioned is for if customer, they want to use the visualization of CODESYS. So we have a different model. So you can see the second digit here is C. And this one is the most, I mean, regarding in terms of price, this one would be the most expensive model because this one will include a CNC, means also the robotics function and the visualization. So if you see the model name with a CC1, this will be the most expensive model. Okay, then this page will show you the model for Linux and the PLC. Also for Linux version, actually we don't have the visualization because this is okay. As you know, Linux is open source, so this one, the price basically will be we are lower than Windows, and that's also the reason why it not support the visualization. And then will be PLC. So PLC, you can see we have a 3 model. First one is for A6, but this one can support only point-to-point. Means you cannot do any synchronization interpolation. And this is the standard one for some motion. So means this axis you can use for different like a linear, circular, or helical interpolation. And the final model is AX364EL. This model for the most of the A6, it can do point-to-point. Only the first A6 can support the slow motion, means you can do synchronization. Okay, then we'll come to CODESYS basic.
Sorry, Mr. Eiffel.
Yes.
Want to ask about the Linux. Just now you mentioned it's no visualization. Mm-hmm. Is it no visualization for CODESYS or including the designer AX?
Yeah, no matter which one you okay, maybe the visualization is based from CODESYS, but if it doesn't support, you can use the DI screen. DI screen can use either for monitor or for DOP 100 series. But okay. I mean, because most of the customer, they will use visualization that were based on the Windows.
Okay, so still can be used our DI screen, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, and here's the CODESYS. Is actually the abbreviation of Controller Development System. Okay, and if you still remember, this one is actually the web name. So it's based on the IEC 61131-1 regulation. Okay, in this page you can see the CODESYS frame, or we can say the architecture. So basically, you can download the software from CODESYS store. Then this is the function that the Delta purchased from CODESYS. So you can see this one is for the slow motion, and we also have the slow motion plus CNC. And in the past, we don't have the visualization, but because many customers they request Delta also over this. So now Delta also purchased the license from CODESYS. So this is the model that I mentioned. If the code, the second digit code is a C, that means this CODESYS will include a visualization. And then the field bus, that means like Ethernet IP mobile TCP, or even in Profinet in the future. But at the moment, we don't support Profinet in our AX series. And regarding the CODESYS safety, at the moment, Delta, we don't purchase this license yet. Okay, and this one is for the runtime. So most of you may wonder then, if the software is free, then how can I run this? So basically, we put the runtime inside the AX controller. And this page will show you the field bus that we just mentioned. So you can see definitely it will include EtherCAT, Modbus, and Ethernet IP. And the AX series, it can also work as OPC UA server. And in the future, for some AX model, it will also support Profinet. Okay, and this one is, I think everyone knows that it would support IEC 61131. So you can see it was support like later than structure text, CFC. And this one is for the PLC Open library. So basically we'll support the PLC Open Part 1, Part 2, and Part 4. And basically now for the new version, Part 1 and Part 2 already merged. Okay, and this is the function also for EtherCAT ECAM. So basically you can add the device under application, then you can select ECAM and define an ECAM curve. And this one is for the someone would say this one is for the commissioning. So basically you can see no matter which brand, then you can log in and click the online config mode. Then you can do the servo on to do job and do homing setting. I mean, you can do some basic tuning over in this page to see whether your drive can control by CODESYS. I mean, our AX8 or AX3 series properly. And this is also the function for CODESYS. So we can monitor either the variable or the servo ASIC information. So basically, you can see we add on the trace under the application, and we can select what kind of information we want to monitor. For example, here we want to take a servo drive actual position. Okay, and this page I think already emphasized several times. So you can see for the CODESYS and platform, we have and controller, we have a AX3 and the AX8. For AX3, definitely this one can connect only to the HMI. So we can use a DI screen. And for AX8, because this is a PC-based, so you can connect either to DOP100 or you can use the simple or purely monitor. And then you can use, if you purchase the visualization one, then you can use the CODESYS software, or you can use the DI screen to edit the UI for the monitor. Okay, and this one already explained earlier. You can get the software either on CODESYS store, or get download the DI installer and download Designer X, or you can get the CODESYS software from Delta Download Center. Okay, and this one, if you use Delta AXA and use the CODESYS software, so you have to download and install the package and some motion. So how to install this? So you have to download, for example, if you want to download the package, so you have to get from Delta website first. And regarding like what you can see here, the some motion you can get from CODESYS website. And then you can go to the package manager and install this. So here you can see like OPC UA. You can also get this one from CODESYS website, CODESYS store. Then this one is to add on the device description. This one, no matter you use a Delta or third-party EtherCAT slab device. So first of all, you have to get the XML file. If you still remember, for EtherCAT, we use the XML file. After that, we go to that device, then find the device and install. So after install, you will find this one will add on to the item. Okay, then we'll come to how to create the project. So this one is a empty project, and this one, if you use the visualization, so you can use the HMI project from CODESYS software. And then this one is for the standard project, means the main programming. Okay. And for the device, depends on you connect to the Windows space or Linux space. So here you have a different selection. And this is what I talking about for the IEC 61131-1, -3. So you can see we have the CFC function block diagram, ladder, SFC, and structure date. So I'm not sure most of you already installed the software or not. So basically, this is step 2. So you can define the variable. For example, here we will show you only 2 variables. First one we call the text input, and we define the data type is bool. And another is for test bit, we also define in bool. So that means when test input, the condition is true, then test bit will become true. So here we'll show you how to use the simulation function. So once you write this program, and then you can switch online and click the simulation. After that, log in and click start, and then you can trigger this one. Okay. So I'm not sure anyone installed the software. Because what I want to do today is I hope you can install software, and for the hands-on practice, this one is more important. Okay, then will be the hotkey or the shortcut. So here I will show you, this one is both suitable for CODESYS and PI Designer X. But I think the most common use is help. So if you inside the CODESYS software, then you want to find the help, then you can press a control plus shift plus F2. And like this one, right value, you can press control plus F7. I think this, for me, this is the most common use. But maybe you prefer mostly use keyboard, so you can use all these hotkey. Okay, then we here will show you how to add the POU. So basically, I think if you already use a Delta ISP software, I think this one will be not a difficult task. So first of all, you click the application, then click Add Object and select a POU. So after select POU, again, because this one is based on IEC definition, so you can select either use a ladder, CFC, or structured text. And here also same as ISP soft, you can define the task priority. So here you can see the priority will start from 0 to 31. And I just want to emphasize one thing here. If you use EtherCAT master, EtherCAT task, then here please use the highest means 0. But if you, for example, here we add on many other POU, and different POU you will show with a different symbol. So for example, this one is for structured text. This one is for ladder. This one is for function block diagram, and this one is for SFC. Okay, so different POU you can define to different task. And for example, in this case, we define for POU in the main task, and this one we define the main task priority to 1. This is very important because for real application, if you put all these POU, I mean the priority in main task equal to EtherCAT task, then you will encounter some trouble. So this one is very important for your real application. So please remember, take a note about this. So basically, EtherCAT will use the highest priority. Then for the rest, you can put either 1 or 2 or to the 31. And come to variable address. I think this one, if you already use Delta DVP MC, like a 15 or 50 MC, you might not, you might already know about this. So basically, we will start from the bit device. So you can see this one is it will have 8 bits, then it will become bytes, and then it will become word. 2 bytes become 1 word, and 2 word become 1 double word. Okay, so this is the definition, and you can see for I means this one is for input, and Q means for the output, and for M means the internal device. And this one is the variable type. I think compared with a DVP or ASPOC, we also have this function. But in Delta PLC, basically we have only variable and the return. We don't have a return persistent. Okay. So here I just want to give you an example that here we define 3 variable. So you can see the value 1, the type is for standard variable, and value 2 is for variable return, and the value 3 is for variable return persistent. Okay, so this is the default value we keep to this variable. So first, value 1 is 10, and value 2 is 20, value 3 is 30. And this is the action. When we do a reset warm, that standard variable becomes 0, but for the return and return persistent, we'll keep. But when you do the reset call, return value will also become 0. At the moment, only return persistent will remain. Okay. But once you click reset origin, then all the value will become 0. So this is the difference compared with Delta ISP soft. And one thing that if you power recycle or reboot the AXA, then this action will equal to reset warm. That means if the return and the return persistent variables will still keep the value, but only in the standard general variable will become 0. Okay, I'm not sure any questions so far. Anyone want to practice this? Or maybe I show you.
About the variable, Mr. Eiffel.
Yes.
When we talk about the reset warm or reset call, is it mean PLC restart or the original is factory setting or what?
No. This one, maybe later I show you.
Okay. Never mind.
Can you see my screen, right? Okay, so this is what I mentioned. If you click HMI project, this is for visualization, and this one is for the standard. Okay, so here you can see for the AXA, we have the Linux and the Windows. And because the one I use here is for Linux, and you can select the language type. The software is very huge, so you will occupy the many resources from CPU. So that's why you will see it slowly. Okay, so here you can see, basically you can define the variable in two ways. This one is as I show in the slide. Okay, but I think most of you should be more familiar with this kind of definition because this one is similar what we have in ISP SOP. Okay, so now we define two variable ABC and DEF, and then we can go to simulation. So you can see now the software will show you a simulation mode. After that, we log in. Okay, and you can see now the status is stop. So we have to click the start. And then this is the function I mentioned. Now we can use true and press Control plus F7. So you can see once ABC become true, and then DF will become true. Or another way that, but I think use the hotkey will be more easier. Okay, so this is the example for the simulation. So if you already install the software, you may try by yourself. Okay, then we'll go to the final topic linked to the AX controller. So AX controller, basically we have only two types. I already mentioned several times. So you can see we have the AX3 and the AX8. For AX8, we have the two LAN port. So first LAN port is the default IP is 192.168.0.10. And second is 192.168.1.10. But this one, if you use the Windows base, then you can modify this one from the network connection. Or you can simply change the IP address from here. But if you use the Linux version, then you can modify this one from the software. Okay, and come to AX3. You can see here we have two Ethernet port, right? But actually, these two Ethernet ports share one IP address. So no matter which one you connect, it is all use 192.168.1.5. This only for a switching function. So X3 only one IP. But you still can modify this inside the hardware config of DI Designer AX. Okay, and no matter you use a CODESYS or DI Designer AX, this is the same way. So first you can use you can double click the device, the controller type that you select at the beginning. After that, you can click the communication setting and select the scan network. So after that, you will see the device is searched, and then press OK. So here I will show you. So we have to exit the simulation mode. Okay, so now we start the simulation, and then go to the device and double click. And here we can click scan network. So you will see now we find the device and click OK. So now you will see this one also become a green light. That means now the connection already established. Okay, and this one is what I mentioned. If you use a Linux version, then you can modify the IP address from device and parameters, and you can modify IP address here. Okay, then we back to the slide again. Okay, and then next is you can log in and download the setting to the controller. So once you log in, then you will find the status of the EtherCAT master. So if you see this icon, that means PLC run and properly. And if you see this become gray, that means PLC stop. And if you see this icon, that means PLC run but have some have some error. Okay. And here you can see if you don't connect any device, that will show not fully operation. Okay. And this one I already mentioned for the IP address. And for the AXA, this is the built-in I/O. So you can see we have the ICE485 and the 422, or you can use this one for the SSI input signal. Okay. So this is the pin definition for ICE422 and 485. Okay, so for ICE485, we define TX plus and TX minus. And 422, because it's a 4Y, so you will have another IX plus and IX minus. And one more function I want to mention here is for the application run mode. So if you this one to true, that means when you power on the controller, then you will automatically enter the running mode. But if you put this one false, that means every time you have to open the execute the program to enter run mode. Okay, then come to built-in I/O on the lower part. So you can see this one we have X input and X output, and got the VCC means for DC24 and GND is for that means actually 0. And you can see from here built-in DIO. So we can define, we can do the parameter setting, and you can also define this one. Okay. Then this page will show you how to use a built-in DIO to run or stop PLC. So you can see inside the built-in DIO, it lists from X0 to X7 at only 8 input, but you will see one more item available. This one is for the function choose. So you can select to run or stop the PLC control. So when X0 is low, that means if you don't give any signal, that the PLC will run. But once the signal is high, then PLC will stop. Okay, then come to the built-in pulse encoder. So you can find this one in the project tree, built-in pulse encoder. And basically it's only for ABZ signal. So you can select this one either for the AB phase or clockwise, counterclockwise. Okay, then here is for the EtherCAT POU. So as you already see, once we click create a new project, basically the PLC program will open. We will add automatically under main task. So if you want to add on the EtherCAT POU, basically you just throw this one from main task to EtherCAT task. And remember the task priority I mentioned in previous page. Okay, then we'll show you how to configure the EtherCAT master. So EtherCAT master, I think Sam, you also double click the EtherCAT master over here. Then remember, here you can see for the source MAC address is all 0. So remember to click the browse and select the EtherCAT interface. Okay, and this is the DC time or the synchronization time when I mentioned in the Delta EtherCAT product. So this is the default setting is for a millisecond. So if you have some customer, they might want 125 microsecond, then you can modify here. But for EtherCAT, as I know, most of the EtherCAT master default setting is 4 milliseconds. But as I mentioned, if you want to, your customer wants to control it more real time, so you can modify this one maybe to 1,000 means or 1 millisecond, or some specific application they might need 125. Then you can just simply modify from here. And after that, you can click OK. So you can see this one will find the interface and list out the MAC address. And then for at the EtherCAT device, basically this means a slave device. So EtherCAT slave can be either drive or I/O module. So we have 2 methods for you. First is you can log in. If you still remember, we can log in the system and then we can scan for the device. So you will auto detect the device that connect to your controller. Okay, then you can copy all device to a project. Second method, you can just manual add on. So you have to add on the device one by one, and eventually you can get the same result. Okay, then this page will show you for HMI variable. And I think if you, this is the history because we already launched AXA since last year. So at that time, some AXA still for the all runtime version. So here, basically, you can see for the new runtime version, no matter the IEC variable access or project setting, actually no need to do any extra setting. This is only for the all product. And so this one just let you know if you encounter some problem like this, situation like this, then you can modify the IEC variable access version and change the compiler version. Okay. And this one is to add for HMI variable or tag, you have to add on the simple configuration, and then please remember to click the include comment in XML file. So after that, we can generate the file, and you can input, so we import to the DI screen. Okay, so I have to emphasize again, if you use a new product, actually don't need to do this, but this one is only for the all runtime. And this one you might also encounter that sometimes when you compile the program, then you will find that will show maybe several hundred errors. Then what can you do? So you can double click the library managers. Then you can find this one, download missing libraries. So after you download the missing libraries, then you compile again, then you will show 0 error. So this one is also very common in the normal operation. Okay, so this is our final step to generate the variable file from CODESYS. So you can see here, we double click the symbol configuration, then we select the item, the variable we want to export. Then click the generate code. So you will see it will auto generate the XML file. Then it will call device application. Then we come to DI screen. DI screen, you can get, as I mentioned, you can download DI installer and get this software. So basically, you can see this is all the device that it will support for the DI screen. We have the AX series, but this one is only for the AXA. That means if you use AX3, then you have to select a DOP100 series. Okay, and here one more function I want to emphasize is basically this is a fixed resolution, but because of some customer, they might want for example, maybe 21-inch monitor. So you can define the custom resolution by yourself. So this, if you select the DOP100, definitely this resolution is fixed. But if you use a monitor, then you can define the resolution by yourself. Okay, and this is the second step that I want to emphasize. For AXA, because it have HDMI, so here you just select a standard TCP/IP. Then no need to modify the IP address. Okay, but if you use HMI, then here we use a DOP100, and this one the controller we select a CODESYS, and IP address will depends on which controller you use. Okay, so for example, we use a AX0.1, 0.10, but if you use AX3, then this one you should change to 0.1, 0.5. So, and here you can see the port number also different. And this is, you can see import, that means you can import the variable from here to DI screen. So this is the function for import. And second way, if you use X8, I mean, use a monitor, then you can also add on from here. First, you can double click CODESYS, then you can select import and select the item we generate from CODESYS. So after that, you still can find a variable. And then you can define the bottom or the numeric entry on your screen. Okay, not sure any questions so far. Basically, this 8 page, I just show you how to generate the, how to define and generate the variable from CODESYS software to DI screen.
Sorry, Mr. FO.
Yes.
Please come back to the screen related to the BUC. Yeah, because I want to ask you about, for example, if I want to add more input module, so how I can do it?
Sorry, again, you mean which slide?
Yeah, for example, because this PLC, we can add the more module, right? For example, we can add more input module or output or analog output or input. So how we can do it? And can you show me? Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Basically, we will go to the EtherCAT device. Sorry, maybe let me explain. Basically, if you use AX3, because this one is we have AX200, 300. I'm not sure. Do you aware about this? If you use the AX3, basically we can add on the module in the right hand side of the controller. But what I show here is actually we add on the module based on the EtherCAT communication.
Okay.
Okay, so here you can see this is a system coupler. I use a R1 ECX example. Okay. So basically, you can add on the digital input. And digital output. Then you can add on analog input.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see. And one more question. For the programming, when I look at, we can separate into two parts, right? EtherCAT stack and main stack.
Yes.
So EtherCAT stack, it means we use to control the motion, or we can use to read the value from the from the EtherCAT network, right?
Yes.
And the main stack, we do other programming, like do the consequence right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Correct, yeah?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I see.
So like the easy to say, for the motion control part, we will put inside the EtherCAT task, but like the peripheral, like what you mentioned, like I/O, we will put in the main task.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, and this will give you an example that how to use AX controller linked to our AX PLC. So you can see in this example, we use the X8 as Ethernet IP scanner, mobile TCP master, and X200 will become adapter and slave. So this is the setting, and actually for this one and also the DS screen, you can find the whole the setting video from the YouTube channel I mentioned in our previous slide. So here I just let you know the main difference compared with Delta ISP SOP. ISP SOP is basically we will offer everything in the project tree. So you just click and come inside to do some setting. But for CODESYS, I think this is their main feature. If you need anything, then you just add on the device. So like what I just showed that if you want to add on the EtherCAT I/O module, then you have to add on by yourself, or you can connect them all and use a scan. Okay. And here I will show you that how to add on mobile TCP and the Ethernet IP. So again, we have to click the device, then we select add-on device. Then you can select Ethernet. So after that, you can select Ethernet IP scanner. And then add on the mobile TCP master. And because of, for this example, we will have both scanner and adapter, master and slave. So we have to, once we add on the scanner, we have to add on also the adapter. So that's why you can see for here, we will add on under, add the device under scanner. Then we select the slave. So you will see like this. And once you add on the master, so we have to add on the slave, add the device under master. So you can see here we add a slave. And then we have to do the setting of mobile TCP and the Ethernet IP. So here I have to define the which port you connect to the device. And for example, this one we use the GLAN port 2, and the IP address is 0.1.10 and PLC 0.1.5. So that's why here we set a 0.1.5, and even for the mobile TCP step, we can use 0.1.5. And I think one more thing I want to emphasize here, for ASPLC, it actually can support both Ethernet IP and mobile TCP at the same time. Because some customer they wonder maybe when I use Ethernet IP, then I cannot use mobile TCP function, but this is wrong. So I just hope you can take the note about it. No matter it's the AS300 or AS200, you can support both mobile TCP and the Ethernet IP at the same time. Okay, and one more thing is for back to the method and the scanner settings. So here you can see, remember to select the re-establish connection or auto reconnect. If you don't select this one, once the connection loads, then you will always lose. That means you must power off the controller and connect again. So this one is for the real application also very important. Okay, and here we'll show you for the data. This one is actually similar to what Delta offers for the data exchange function, but inside CODESYS, you have to do some more setting. So this one you have to add on by yourself. So like you can see here is for the three means read the data. This is a function call, and 16 is a hexadecimal. Sorry, a decimal. So normally, if we in hexadecimal, we'll call is 10. That means write multiple register. So you can see it can support also 100 words. But for the Ethernet IP here, you can see the quantity is 200. The difference is for in Modbus we use a word. I mean the unit is word, but for Modbus, for the Ethernet IP, the unit is byte. So that means also 100 words. Okay. And this one is for the Modbus serial. Okay, and again, I show you the IP address of this XA, and different version, it will have a different, sorry, no matter it's a Windows or Linux, the first IP is default is 0.0.10, and second is 1.10. And this one also very important if you use AX8 Modbus serial, then please remember to select the serial port to come free. This one, no matter you use AX8 Windows or Linux, it both free. Okay, and one more thing that here for the data bit, you cannot select 7 because this is a limitation from CODESYS. So if you have some customer, they want to try the Modbus serial communication with the AX8 or AX3, then they want to use a 7E1 because this is a standard format for Delta PLC. But unfortunately, it will never work because this is a limitation from CODESYS. I don't know why they support only 8 bit. Even for the latest version, I try with a 7, still cannot work. Okay, so just let you know these 2 points. Remember to set the COM port to 3 and data bit, it will be 8. Okay, and this one is also quite a common or frequently asked question. So I just want to let you know, for example, here you define some variable, but because you don't write any program. I mean, even we have the PLC, PRG, POU, no matter it's in EtherCAT task or in main task, but if you don't write any program and you did not use this variable in the program, then but you want to monitor the status, then how to do? So we have two methods. First, you can go to the device if you still remember. Then here we select the setting. The default setting is disabled, but you can change this one to either enable 1 or enable 2. But enable 2 means it will occupy more resource from PC from your controller. Okay, but basically we still recommend you use this one. Second way is you can see like we define this one in the mobile TCP step, but we want to check the status. So you can modify the value setting, either enable 1 or enable 2. This one basically because we will define the POU under some task. So just in case you have settings, you might do some wrong settings. So basically, if you have this inquiry and you want to monitor the variable, then you can modify this one in the device instead of on the slave device. Okay, then we'll come to the final topic about the EtherCAT, how to act on the EtherCAT axis. So I think this one already demonstrated that we can, first we go to the EtherCAT master, then we can add the device. Then this is what I mentioned, if you use the stop motion version 4.7, then it will automatically include the Servo reversion 4, and for H3B3 it will be reversion 0.04. So this ESI or you can say the XML file or ESI that is verified by CODESYS. So that means it will be more stable compared with you import the XML by yourself. Okay, so after adding this, you will generate two devices. You will, as you see here, we only select the servo drive, but you will also auto-generate the servo motor. Okay, this page, I just want to show you that you can modify the name of the servo motor. So this will relate it to how you control the servo motor. Okay, so how to modify the name of this servo motor? So you can click the refactoring. Then you will see this is the kernel name, and you can define a new name. So after that, you will pop up the window. So you will change. Then after that, you press OK. So you will change the name from SM drive etc to B3 axis 1. And then you when you want to do some motion control, then you can define this name in the function block. Okay. And this page will show you the synchronization time. And if, as I mentioned, because the master default is 4 milliseconds, so here will be 4,000. And the synchronized mode is DC synchronized. And this one is also for the default setting, so it will include the control word, target position, target torque, target velocity, and the touch probe. And regarding the TXPDO, it will include the status and the actual position, actual torque, actual velocity, touch probe status, and the value. So basically, for each Delta EtherCAT drive, no need to modify this. And then this one is based on the motor, so you can see its name is a B3 X1. So we have several modes, like a virtual mode, modular, and finite, and also for some software error reaction. This one I will not go to detail. I will share the slide so you can test this, so it will more easier for you to understand. And this page will show you the different velocity ramp type. So you can see different color means different types. So like the blue color is a trap. So this one is the, I mean, is the most, not the smooth one. Okay. And then you can also define the dynamic limits. So here you can see like velocity, acceleration, deceleration, and the jerk. And this one is for the position dagger supervision. So you can check the description. Okay, and this is the final page. But I want to show you what I want to let you know here is I think most of you already know 16777 is the resolution of our A3 and B3 servo drive. So once you put this one here and equal to 1, so that means in the program, I mean in the PLC open motion function block, if you define the unit 1, that it means the speed will become 60 RPM. And this one is if you have the extra gearbox, then you can define here. Okay, but sorry, here I think I proved it wrong. The value over here should be 10 because the ball screw is 10 millimeter. Okay, so I will show you how to online commissioning for the servo drive. So let's back to the software again. Because now I want to scan the device that already connect to AXA. So I have to scan the device. So here you can see you automatically find the device. So we just click this one to the project. And if you still remember that how to enter the commissioning page, please press this icon, online configuration mode. Again, it will take some time. Okay, so now you can see it already become the green color, means already run. So we can double click. Okay, so here we click the commissioning. Okay, because sometimes you cannot show all the device, so you can go to view and press full screen. Okay, so here you can do the testing that to swarm. So once swarm, you will show the blue color, and then we can define the distance and velocity here. So as I mentioned, sorry, and here I forgot to mention, this is what I show you in the slide that we change here to 16777 then here is equal to 1. Once we do the setting and in the commissioning, we put the velocity 1. That means the speed will become 60 RPM, okay? Okay, and here you can see now the building is not correct. So I run in higher speed, so it will show arrow stop. So we can do the alarm reset from here. And after that, we can reduce the speed and run again. So you can see once we release the button, it will become a standstill, and we click, it will show the discrete motion. Okay, I think that's roughly all for today's introduction. So I'm not sure, do you have any question regarding today's introduction?
I am live.
Sorry, I cannot hear clearly. Can you speak loudly?
Hello, can you hear me, Ivor?
Yes.
Ivor, I just want to know the price difference between the CODESYS visualization and without it. Is it a huge difference?
This one you need to check with our product manager. Sorry about this.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, okay, if I understand correctly, if we purchase the CODESYS visualization, is it all the programming and the GUI is designed at CODESYS, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as I showed you at the beginning, when you open the new project, you can select either for HMI project or for PLC, right? So if you, to be honest, even you don't purchase the license, you still can use a visualization, maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, but
okay. Because I feel like this is quite easier for customer because they can program in the GUI and the program it at the CODESYS one shot instead of need to using two software.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but anyway, it's an extra cost. But as I mentioned, because DIS screen we can also DIS screen also free, and you can just purchase another monitor and you can design the UI. I think if you still, I know this is a new product and maybe you are not familiar. So actually, as I mentioned, if you want to know more detail about this, you can go to this YouTube channel and can check from the for the CODESYS one. Okay. If no further questions, thank you all for spending your time today. And I already shared the slide to each country sales manager, so you might get the request the file from them. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ivor.
Welcome. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.